So let me ask you this, right? In this segment of the show, I want to know, because you coach people, right? Give me an example of a client that you had that had the most transformative experience going into traditional mindset.
So with my coaching clients, I don't necessarily get them to go down one path or another.
Sure.
I just help them recognize what path is more suitable for them. Because when it comes to traditional and modern, it's really built on your values, your mindset, which is based on your values. So I get them to recognize that this is if you have a heart to serve your husband and your family, and you want to stay at home and you don't want to have a career per se, or if you do have a career, you want to leave that job or career, you're more suitable for a traditional man. If you want to have a career, you don't want to, you're fine with basically helping to contribute. And there's a lot of women who say, look, I don't feel comfortable truly depending on the man. I want to be able to contribute to the household. You're going to be more suitable for a modern man, because a traditional man is going to be uncomfortable with you contributing financially. A man who's truly traditional is going to be uncomfortable with that.
So you haven't had a woman who was like, I don't know, in her masculine, and then you coach her into her femininity. And
yes. Now that I have to do a lot of.
So give me an example, without giving any names or any personal information from the person. Give me an example of something one of your clients or one of your people that is in your circle that experience some type of transition that experience some type of mindset that you don't subscribe to, and then you coach them into that mindset, and then now their life transformed.
That would be modern. That would be a modern woman.
Okay, so give me an example of a person.
So there was a woman who she was trying to be traditional. She wanted to be traditional because that's what she was raised as, and she thought that's what she needed to be. But she just didn't feel comfortable. Like the traditional men that she was meeting, she just didn't like their very direct approach of, you need to stay at home and you need to just focus on taking care of the kids. And I want 5, 3 square meals a day, 7 days a week. And although she was raised in that, she was struggling. She's like, I have this career. I love it. I love my job. What am I going to do? And I told her, I said, look, and she's like, I know because you're traditional and you work with traditional men, you can teach me how to be traditional. And I was like, but that's not who you really are. That's not where your lane is. That's not where you comfortably fit. And she said, well, how do I, switch from that? I said, basically, I just told her, just be you. Right? You want to work, you want to, I said, what about kids? She said, kids would be in daycare, basically. And I was like, oh, okay. And I said, modern dynamics are basically what you make it. You negotiate the best deal for yourself. Like, you meet a man who wants the same, who's going to be on the same page as you, and you want to contribute to the household. And she was shocked. She was like, wait. You mean to tell me I don't have to be traditional? I don't have to be a stay-at-home mom? I said, no, you don't have to. This is not the 40s and the 50s. You do not have to stay at home. Just because your mom did it, your grandma did it, you don't have to do it. You're going to be miserable like so many previous women. And that's why when they got the chance, they left. They got the heck up out of here, and that's why they raised their daughters to not be in such dynamics. I was like, told her there's nothing wrong with her. So she ended up taking what I said, and I gave her some hints, some tips on where to meet corporate men who would more so likely be more modern minded. And she met that guy. Now it was a different lane, and she met him, and she's happy. Okay. They're in a relationship. She's finally got in a solid relationship. She's been struggling for, I think it was like 2-3 years now, because the modern men wanted, they want you to contribute financially. They love the fact that she had an education. She had a high power. She was an engineer. She's an engineer. She makes like 250. Okay, she make like 250K.
Sure, your neck broke. You need to crack it.
I thought I was living well.
She makes 250K. She loved her job, very passionate about it, but for some reason she kept meeting traditional men. I said, well, that's because the aura, your energy, you're attracting them. Oh, plus she was online, and I was like, well, that's all you were filtering for, was traditional men. So now you remove that filter and you just look and see if he wants you to stay at home. And if he wants you to stay at home, then you move past him. I said there's more modern men than there are traditional men anyway. So your pool is much larger. So when she got comfortable with the fact that now he makes less than her, she's okay with
shocking.
He don't make that much less. I mean, he makes 180, but he makes less than her, but she's okay with that. So they're fine. They're happy now. She's happy. She finally got in a relationship.
Good for them. And Trill, do you have an example of someone who had setbacks because of traditional relationships?
Setbacks, because to be honest, I don't really know a lot of people that's in traditional relationships. Again, the people that are in it, they are fulfilled, because just like she said, it's a mindset thing. But the problem comes when you want selective traditionalism. I think that's what I run into more so than anything, right? And to be honest, I think men wouldn't really mind traditional relationships if they went according to tradition. But that's not how a lot of women bring it to the table. Like, a lot of women want you to pay for everything.
Oh.
But if you ask her, hey, can I get my shirts ironed? She look at you like, is your hands broke or something like that? Cook for you? No, I'm not doing that. What is you talking about? No. But I want you to pay all the bills. So again, that's what I mean by selective traditionalism. So men definitely have a problem with that. But I think, even those traditional relationships back in the day were 50-50 to an extent. If I'm bringing everything home financially and you're taking care of everything else, that is 50-50. It's just not in the monetary lane. So,
what's crazy? No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, just to sum it up, I think the main problem that I've run into is that people that think they want tradition, especially women, think they want tradition until it's time to give up that control, and then that's when the issues come.
It's funny that what you said. I had the exact same experience about a year ago. Okay, I met somebody online, but they lived in a completely different state, right? So I was just like, whatever, right? It's the pandemic. All you're doing is talking to people online anyway, so who cares? Met this person. We exchanged, had dialogue, things like that. But when it came time to meet, I knew she lived in a different state. So I was just like, all right, I'll fly you over to me, right? It wasn't on some casual thing. It was just like we were like talking, right? But I'll put you up in a hotel. You know what I'm saying? I'll put you up in a hotel. I'll book your flight, whatever, and then I'll plan this weekend where we hang out. There's no particular obligations. It's just I chose to date somebody that lived in a different state. That's just what it was, right? And I had a day planned. We're gonna go to like some show or some rooftop thing. We just had the whole thing going on, right? Restaurant, blah 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 blah. Because we had been talking for like a while, so it wasn't like I didn't really know who I was, whatever, right? So then, but we were getting changed in the hotel because it was more convenient, right? We're getting changed in the hotel that I booked for her, and I realized we were running late, right? So I said, "Hey, do you mind ironing this shirt while I go take a shower?" Right? And she goes, "That's wifely duties." I'm like, what the hell? Right? So then I'm thinking, I'm like, did I miss something? Like, what am I doing? Husband duties? Or like, where do you draw the line? You see what I'm saying? So to your point, yes, in this environment, a lot of people expect traditionalism when it benefits them. But when it comes to the responsibilities that come with traditionalism, people step away from it because they don't want to bear that type of burden.
Bingo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny when you said that. My eyeballs just went. So